Hi, welcome to Hardy Classics, and let's take a look at what's been happening this year. Well, to be fair, it's been a funny old year. The weather, the weather's really dominated everything this year for me. Um, People don't want to take classic cars out when it's raining, do they? Same as they don't want to take them out in the salt. So the beginning of the year was a bit of a washout, really. Although the beginning of the year was okay, because I think the first week we got back, we sold that little blue Bedford HC van we had.
Yeah, that's right. We actually sold it on the 1st of January, so starting the year right.
Yeah, and later on in that month, I think January, I got my Defender, which I'd been waiting for 2 years. But I've got to say, it was well worth the wait. Those of you who slag the new Defenders off and stuff, get one. That's all I can say, because it's a good tool. I really rate it compared to me Range Rover.
So you bought the Land Rover. Did you buy any classics at the start of the year?
One or two. I bought that nice Rover 12, the big 1912 Rover we have that did the film. We bought that, and we've still got that for sale. But again, it's one of those cars you could have it in stock for a couple of years before you sell it. That's just the way they are. The market's it's up and down all the time. Although we do tend to sell pre-war cars.
Sorry. So other than the Rover, was any other cars you bought at the start of the year?
Looking back, let's have a think. Yeah, we bought the Rambler, the 1903 Rambler of Tom. Again, a bit of a project. Does run. We've had it running and driving. We did a video of it. And hopefully it'll be a Brighton eligible car with a B1903. But we'll have to get through the process of getting it dated through the Veteran Car Club. And let's face it, we still haven't got the Holtzman dated, have we?
Yeah, well, it's a long drawn out thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't think that Rambler's really moved much since we
No.
got it.
Like I say, we've been up and down the road on it, but we haven't. We obviously haven't done a run on it because we haven't done any work to it. Another car that we got was the Swift, the
Yeah.
big Swift Tourer, and I don't know why that car hasn't sold. Well, I could have sold it, but we've just had basically lunatics making stupid offers on it, and it's not going to go there. It's just going to stay where it's at. If I keep getting silly offers, fantastic car. The car's been all over the place. It's been over. It was even filmed outside the Brandenburg Gate. It's been all over Europe. You know, as well as all over Europe, the guy used to go shopping in it once a week who had it. So it's a proper enthusiast car, an assorted car, because when you drive it, you can tell it's one of those cars that's been, used and driven. Hasn't been stuck in a museum, has it?
No, but it'll be stuck in a museum now until someone puts a sensible offer in.
Yeah. What else? What else happened at the beginning of the year?
The MG Midget.
Yeah, we sold the MJ Midget, the little white midget we had. That was a lovely car as well. Again, one of those cars that I keep harping on about. Buy the best you can. Buy one that somebody's spent a fortune on and it's had everything done. I mean, you're still going to get little bits of niggly things. I mean, classic cars are classic cars, and by the nature, you know, the 50, 60, 120 years old or whatever. So you're going to get bits and bobs drop off them. But that was a nice car and a nice chap who bought it as well.
But it wasn't the only British sports car we sold at the start of the year, was it? The TR2, the green one.
Green TR2 again, nice car. Lacking a bit on the paintwork, but I did say that, to the chap who bought it. But a nice driving car. I mean, TRs, TR2s and 3s in my book are the best driving British sports car out there for the money, aren't they? They're a cheap, well, they're not a cheap car. They're the one up from MGBs and that, but, there's no comparison between an MGB or a TD or anything like that to a TR2 or 3. Nice car, nice driving car.
So moving away from classic cars, you bought a few modern commercials at the start of the year.
Yeah, well, I used to buy and sell commercials years ago, and we were always stuck in the construction job, weren't we, for vans and pickups. When one ever broke down or we wanted to replace the fleet, so I just thought, right, well, why don't we start buying and selling them again? And if we ever need a one, we can just go and cherry pick what we want. And so that's what we've kind of done with that, haven't we?
And that's kind of evolved now into you buying a lot of plant as well.
Yeah, it's gone back into that as well. I mean, I used to sell a lot of tarmac paving machines back in the day and bits and bobs and diggers. So we've just gone back into that. And again, if we need stuff for a job, we can just pull it out and then we don't use it, sell it. So it's worked out all right, that.
Yeah, it's gone full circle, really, hasn't it?
And everything comes full circle.
So rounding off the start of the year, is there any bits of automobilia that you've bought that you want to highlight?
One or two bits we've bought. A couple of globes, Cleveland Globe up there. We went to Bewley in September and we got a really, really rare BP Aviation Spirit sign. They're in really bad condition. And well, we've got another Acco car in stock. A friend of mine's asked us to sell it for him. This one is, I think the chassis is original, but the bodywork's new. Obviously, the engine's reconditioned and bits and bobs. So, I mean, they're a mega rare car. I mean, 1939, I think they only made 200, and then they scrapped 50 of them. So they're so rare. I mean, you know, if you've got a car collection, put that in the middle of the car collection, and a lot of people will come to that before they come to your cars, won't they?
Yeah, and I bet you not many collections have two Acco cars together in one collection.
Yeah, well, I could possibly have 3. So there you go. Right, so we've moved into the exhibition unit, which we bought last year as a mobile classroom, but I'll go into that a little bit more. We bought that to take the car shows, like Bewley, but talking to car shows, we might as well mention our car show.
Yeah, so we were worried about the weather with January to March being.
Oh, the weather this year honestly has been absolutely horrific, and leading up to that car show all week, we were just washed out every day. I went up there on the Thursday, and you couldn't drive on the field in the Defender. He was spinning all over, and I thought this isn't going to happen on Saturday. But actually, the gods of weather were on our side, and on the Thursday afternoon, everything just seemed to dry up. We had real bad winds, didn't we? It was really windy, and the Thursday night and the Friday dried it up, and subsequently, I mean, on the Saturday, I think we were sunburnt on the Saturday, weren't we? Which was amazing, really. And the turnout this year, what do you think compared to last year?
It was double, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was double. So it was really good. I think a few people were actually put off bringing some of the vehicles because the weather was that bad leading up to it. A lot of I think we would have a few more commercial vehicles, a few more heavier vehicles there, you know. But I think they were just worried in case they were going to sink in the field, weren't they?
Was there any standouts from the show you want to highlight?
Any standouts from the show? Well, I think the standout from the show has got to be the lads who work for us, really, because you know they were all volunteer at the time and they seemed to manage everything perfectly. There was no hiccups, so I'm going to say standout from the show. You know, I don't know, it's a funny thing to say, but the blokes who work for me.
Thank you very much. Moving back to car sales, the Morris Minor you sold. Do you like to tell the story of that?
Which Morris Minor? The early Minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Minor that was a van and then it was a car. Yeah. Yeah, it was a real funny story. A chap rang up about that, and that's the thing with selling these classic cars. The stories that you get are amazing. So this guy rang up. He, like a lot of people, they didn't come and look at the car. They just said, oh, they negotiated a price, asked if I could deliver it, and I said yes. So it actually went down to South Wales, not a place I'm too familiar with. So me and Mandy took it down to South Wales. Obviously, we had a night out in South Wales. Quite a long way to go. And the story is, when I dropped it off, the guy said, "This car used to belong to me." I said, "All right." He said, "I'll probably know more about it than you." And obviously he did. And what happened was, about 20 years ago or so, when his kids were going to university, he had to sell his car. He loved this little Morris Minor, this little Cameo overhead cam one, so don't confuse it with, you know, one you're thinking of, Morris Minor, more like an Austin 7 really. And yeah, he had to sell his car to fund his kids to go to university. And 20, 25 years later, he bought it back. So what a story! He's been reunited with his car.
Everything goes full circle. So you mentioned Austin Sevens. Did you buy any more this year?
Austin 7's, Austin 7 market's a bit slow at the minute. It's a funny market. But we did buy. I think we bought a couple this year. We bought a little saloon and we bought another little C cab van. I do think the Austin 7 market will come back at some stage, but at the minute it's a slow job.
I can't understand why it's so slow.
Well, that I can't. To be fair, I just can't.
The look, the part, the small.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of the stuff we have, especially the commercials, people who like commercials like me, you've got to have the room to keep them. And something like an Austin 7 C cab van, I mean, it'll practically fit in your garden shed.
So going smaller from an Austin, from 4 wheels to 2, motorbikes. How's the sales on motorbikes been this year?
We sort of stayed off motorbikes last year. Again, motorbikes, the hard work. I mean, no disrespect to motorcyclists, but they are tight asses. And trying to get a few quid out of a one is pretty tough, you know. I think we sold a little moped, a sports moped that I wasn't really bothered about selling, to be honest. I'd looked for one for years. It was a Honda CB50J. One of my school friends had a one. I had the Honda SS50 and then the Fizzy. He had the CB50. And, it must have been one of the slowest mopeds on the road. I mean, it shouldn't have been called a moped, it should have been called a slowped. But this particular one, we bought out of an auction. I was going to keep it and put it in the collection, but everything's for sale. So, chap come along and bought it and took it away.
So you mentioned the weather changed for your
Mm-hmm.
car show.
Mm-hmm.
The good weather continued for a little bit longer after that, didn't it? And
Yeah,
sort
well,
of caused a problem, didn't it?
yeah, the good weather did continue, believe it or not, and we sort of went in a week from sort of 10 or 12 degrees all the way to like 26 degrees, which caused a problem in the top showroom. We The top showroom roof's clad in timber, and with a sudden rise in temperature, uh, caused the wood to expand, and bits of it collapsed, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we're a bit disappointed with that. We're a bit shocked and sorted now, though. So
It was a lucky escape, really, though, because I can't think if there was any damage to
no, there
anything.
was actually when I opened the doors in the morning and I saw the roof lying over the cars, I thought, oh my God. But like, other than a couple of light scratches which have polished out, everything was untouched.
And that roof's not new or old. It's about
No, it's
five.
5, 6 years. It's been up probably six years, something like that. But it was just the difference in temperature. It was, it was raining for a week and it was like I say 10, 12 or 14 degrees and then all of a sudden 26 degrees the next day for a week. And I think it just fried the inside, to be fair.
I wish it was 26 degrees right now.
Yeah,
It's
so do I.
freezing in here
I
at
know
school.
it is. I know.
So we're out the exhibition unit and up at the top workshop.
Yeah, where all the work happens. Yeah. What else this year?
Where summer we were quite busy with buying
Buying.
classics
Yeah.
more than selling.
Yeah, we bought quite a few cars this summer. Well, quite a few cars and commercials this summer. Obviously, like I say, people who watch the channel know I love classic commercials. I love finding out rare ones and bringing them to the market. And we've got one just there. That post office telephones Morris Minor van. Been in a guy's collection for years. Big post office collector. He had a big selection of vehicles, all post office related. And the guy passed away sadly, and we managed to get that one. And it's funny, we've just sold that yesterday to another nice guy who's going to restore the van to as it was when it was new.
It wasn't the only commercial, like you say, you bought in the summer.
No. I mean, bought a couple of action cars, a couple of cars that have been in films, well, vans. We bought the E83W, the Thames pickup, which was also a bin wagon and a recovery truck. Had a Harvey Frost crane with it, and you could change it into 3 different things. And we also got the milk float, the Bedford CA milk float, complete with milk bottles, which rattled all the way back from Norfolk when I was driving it back. Well, on the back of the recovery truck.
Funny because at the same time you're buying that Bedford CA, you also restored your Bedford CA.
Yeah, I had that bought that Bedford CA the year before, didn't I?
Yeah.
And it had some. I mean, it's a lovely thing, but it had some damage. It had been hit with a forklift down one side, and we managed to pull it all out. And I actually painted it myself. I got my spray gun back out again, and I really enjoyed that project, didn't you? You know, it was fun doing it. It was one of them things where, you know, you talk about doing, but you never really get round to doing. But I did actually get round to doing that.
It looks the part as well. I mean, you can take it to shows. Well, you have took it to shows. You took it to Bewley this year.
Yeah, we took that down to Bewley. We did it in SO Blue livery with a SO Blue light box that I had in stock. And that attracted hundreds of people. I mean, it really did. I mean, we're in a great spot at Bewley. We had the exhibition unit. You know, we had that. We were behind Bonhams. Everybody had to walk past us to get into the auto jumble. So it was in a great place. And we brought the Dalek. Can you remember the Dalek?
Yeah, that's right. How can I forget?
Yeah. So I bought a Dalek a couple of weeks before, and a couple of friends of mine who were down that way actually brought it to Bewley. I had no intentions of putting it up at Bewley. I just asked it, you know, if they could bring it to Bewley because they live nearer to Bewley than what I do. And we put that up outside the stall, and we got massive interest in the Dalek, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we haven't just got the Dalek, have we? We've got John Pertwee and the TARDIS as well, haven't we? So we've got the full Doctor Who set.
Going back to Bewley, what did you think of this year's Bewley?
This year's Bewley was fantastic. Made fantastic by the weather, because the week before, when Goodwood was on, the weather was absolutely horrific. It was really bad. It was a washout. So I think if Bewley had been the week before, which it normally is, I think it would have been poor. But no, Bewley this year, absolutely great. Lots of bits and bobs there. A lot of interest, and I think we did it proud. You know, we took 5 vehicles down to Bewley, didn't we? We took the exhibition unit, and we really made the effort. And I think people have got to make the effort. I'm sick to death of people wandering around that field saying it's not as good as it used to be. It's only half the size, and it's this and it's that. And I'm not, you know, if you want to make it bigger, just get on with it. You know, go out there and make it bigger. Just don't talk it down, because people talk stuff down. It's like the price of pre-war cars. We talk them up, people talk them down, and you know.
So you took 5 cars, but you only brought 4 back, didn't you? Because you sold one Cadillac.
Uh, yeah, but we didn't sell it down at Bewley. But the interest was there at Bewley off the chap who bought it. So we had to bring it. We did have to bring it back. But yeah, we sold that Cadillac, a lovely car, an original car again. One, you know, you just can't find them like that.
Did you buy anything at Bewley?
Did I buy anything at Bewley? Just in the Bonhams auction, I bought an BP Shell Aviation sign. You know, people are in the collecting scene are saying they've never seen a one before. I hadn't seen one, and that's the only one. But you can't say that's the only one, because, you know, people say that's the only one, and then a week later another 2 turn up. So yeah, that's what I went for. I went in the auction to bid on one thing, and that's what I bought. And I do that every year. You know, I did it for the last how many years? You know.
Did sell a couple of cars in summer though. I know I said it was more a buying season, but there was a few sales. The bubble car.
The little bubble car again. What a little stunning car! The little Heinkel Trojan bubble car, and great value for money. You couldn't restore that car for half of what we sold it for. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. That went down to Bournemouth, didn't it? Somewhere later.
Don't know. I didn't drop it off.
Yeah, I dropped it off down in Bournemouth. Yeah.
Morris minor pickup as well, the one you've had for a
Ah,
little while. I think you
yeah.
actually bought that at Bewley
I bought
a few
that. I
years
bought
back.
that at the Bonham sale at Bewley, and I gave good money for it. And the reason I gave good money for it because it was a good truck. Good things are good money. So just forget it. If you're gonna get a bargain in life, there must be a catch with it. Good things are good money, and that truck was fantastic. And yeah, we sold that to it's a funny old story. I don't think I've got time to tell it, but basically that went down to somewhere near Heathrow. We took it down, and the old chap who bought it actually lived in a nursing home. But it was a lovely thing, absolutely gorgeous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's sad to see it go.
Yeah, but again, somebody's there, they've got the money, they want it, and let's face it, if they don't spend the money and they don't, do what they want to do, somebody's just going to come along and take the money off them. Especially now we've got this clown in politics, this Keir Starmer clown.
Go on, let's move on before we start ranting about politics.
So we're down here in the bottom, the kennels as I like to call it.
The kennels that are full of cars, yeah.
Yeah, so they're full of cars now. Yeah, so the back end of the year, we went on a bit of a buying spree, didn't we?
Yes.
We did, yeah. And we bought some nice cars, didn't we? We bought
All pre-war cars
all
as well.
pre-war, yeah. We bought that lovely Triumph Vitesse or Vitesse.
Sold now.
Sold now locally. The Armstrong Siddeley.
Sold now.
Yeah, to Manchester. Lovely car as well. And this gorgeous little Standard we have under here, which is the only one left out of the three we bought together, really, isn't it? Lovely car. Yeah, so what else have we done? Well, the Peugeot. The Lion Peugeot. I mean, not only did we buy that car the back end of the year, I mean, I just sold it actually last week.
It's going to France, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to France, a lovely couple as well. But that car's also been out on hire, and who's it been out on hire to?
Timothy Spall, Jennifer Saunders, and Hayley Bennett.
Timothy Spall?
Yeah, Barry from Alveida's in Pet.
Barry from Alveida's in Pet.
We hired it to a film company doing a film called Night and Day, and the Peugeot was used as a taxi for Timothy as he was doing a chase scene through Beamish, or as the film would like to call it, Glasgow, I think. And the Rover was used as a family car, transporting them from the train station and then pulling up at some country house. Yeah,
but did you drive the Rover?
Well, in the background, yeah. The actor's supposed to drive the Rover.
Yeah.
But
difficult cars to drive. Difficult cars for anybody, aren't they?
Yeah. But Mark and I appearing on that film's not the only bit of fame we got this month, was it?
No, we had a visitor about 3 weeks ago. Mr. Pritchard, Drew Pritchard, came to visit and do a little bit of filming for Salvage Hunters. Him and a girl from Edinburgh, antique dealer called Vicky. They spent the whole day here, and to be fair, I think they were pretty impressed with what we've got. I mean, we're not antique dealers, we're car dealers and automobilia collectors.
And tarmackers.
And tarmackers as well. So
yeah, keep an eye out for that episode. It should be on soon. I don't think the turnaround's too long with
I think 6 weeks, he said, so possibly in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Stay posted. We'll keep you updated with it.
Yeah. So on a sad note, a couple of weeks ago, we got the chance to buy a collection of a friend of mine. He's passed away about 5 years ago, and we've just done a video on that, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it was sad. We went down and removed the collection, and I think this is where it's going to go. So we've took it from there, and we're going to put it in here. So there you go.
So that must be the end of your buying this year now, is it?
Well, it's the end of me buying, but it's not the end of me collecting, because I've been collecting stuff what I bought previously. So do you want to have a look?
Yeah.
Come on, we'll have a look. So, earlier in the video, I said, where do you see 2 Acco training cars? Didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, you can see 2 at my place. If you look on the back of this van, you can actually see 3 now, because we bought another. And this one, what's really special about this one is it comes with all the spare parts. So there's loads of spare parts, including the wheels, which are really, really difficult to get. There's the little engine. So now we've got two, one on loan. What else did we get? Show you around this side. We picked up a couple of bits and bobs that we've had lying in auctions. It's nice. Libetus. Somebody will probably slate us for the pronunciation on that one. Well, it's an Irish petrol firm. Globe. And also, if you look in the box, I'm not going to get it out. We've got this lovely SO ball, glass globe, and a few bits and bobs, a few signs what I can't be bothered to take out there and show you. So, there you have it. Right, well that's it for 2024. It's now, well, nearly over. So,
Been a good year?
been a good year. Every year's a good year when you're alive. Weather's been absolutely pants this year, and with all the upheaval, with all this political rubbish, I don't think that's helped much. But yeah, it's been a good year.
3 questions.
Uh-huh.
What's been the best car you've bought this year?
Best car I've bought this year was definitely that Peugeot that I've just sold.
What's the best car you've sold this year? Don't say the Peugeot.
Best car was probably the Morris Minor pickup.
And last question. Can I go now?
Yeah, I'm sick to death of you. So, if you like this channel, please like and subscribe. It does help us go out there and make some fascinating videos. We've got some good stuff coming up as well. And all my socials, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, follow us on all that rubbish. And, well, that's the end. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.